Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of ColdBox Talks, brought to you by Verne Brewing Co. I'm Pete, and again, this is not Andrea. This is Ken. Welcome. Who are you?
I'm Ken.
Ken, what do you do here? What do you do here at Verne Brewing Co.?
I'm the general manager here at Laverne.
Right on. Well, welcome. We appreciate you filling in for Andrea. Hope you're feeling better. We miss you. And thank you again to Andrea and Shelly for filling in last week. Duty calls sometimes, but cheers, welcome.
Cheers.
Awesome. So here on ColdBox Talks, we like to talk about not just beer, but what we're drinking and why we're drinking it. So
Okay.
Ken, what are you drinking?
So I'm drinking Popular Kid. It's our West Coast IPA, 6.8%. If you're an IPA fan like I am, you love that bitterness, in your face, grassy, just everything fantastic that an IPA is.
Getting excited.
And that's what's in Popular Kid. And again, it's 6.8%, so you gotta tread lightly. But it's my favorite beer that we have on the board, and I drink it by the keg. So
By the keg. Wow, by the keg.
Yeah.
So this is your typical, like we've mentioned here before, your typical IPA beer.
yes,
Right?
this is very true to style for a West Coast IPA. I don't know how well you can see it, but the clarity on it is right where it needs to be. The IBUs on it are 70, so it's IBU stands for International Bittering Units, and that's kind of where you want your IPA style to be at. Is at a good 70 to 100 IBU, and
Nice.
then
So-
you're in the ballpark.
Ken, you know pretty well enough about beer. So what made you get into beer the way you did? And was it before you started working here, or was it like after you started?
Yeah, I like the passion that people put into beer. So when it comes from creating a recipe, so like I cook at home as well, and I love cooking. I love creating recipes. Beer is the same type of way. I can appreciate when a beer is done really well, and can also tell when a beer is done really poorly. But yeah, I just love the passion that goes into it. I mean, really, at the end of the day, if you're a home brewer, you're spending about 2 hours in the kitchen brewing a batch of beer, and then you have to sit and wait for 2 weeks to make sure it turns out well. And so you're investing 2 weeks of your time for a beer. And so I appreciate that work that goes into that. And I mean, I've done home brewing. Some have been great, some not. And so I appreciate that effort that goes into making a good quality craft beer.
Definitely. There's a lot of culture in the craft beer world, and let alone the brewery life, in a sense, the brewery culture. And that's something we talk about here on ColdBox Talks, and just on social media and stuff like that. I've expressed how much I've noticed with the culture in breweries, but what's something that you've noticed? The community's big, no matter what brewery you go to, but what is something that really like calls out to you, or something you notice every time you go to a brewery?
Yeah, I mean, from a managerial standpoint, I love the community. I mean, here at Laverne, we probably have 7 or 8 breweries in the immediate 2-mile radius of us. But we all know each other. We all run into each other at beer festivals, and it's not like a competitive type thing. I mean, of course, we all want to. We're all competing for the same market share, but at the end of the day, it's all about just making quality beers. And I love what all the breweries around here put out. I hope they love what we put out as well. Some of them do try to copy a Pineapple Blonde here and there, so I think.
A little bit
I
of
think,
shade.
dude. Yeah, I think.
Tell them which brewery.
I think plagiarism is the sincerest form of flattery. So when breweries want to take a swing at one of our big ones, more power to you.
So what you're saying is, Verne Brewing Company's the original Pineapple Blonde? Or pineapple beer?
I can say that pretty confidently. Laverne Brewing in this area, Laverne Brewing was one of the first breweries in this area. We are the only brewery in Laverne. There are some that are close, but we are the only one that is in Laverne. And we are currently the only one with a Pineapple Blonde out right now.
Oh, interesting.
There's been several attempts, but we're the only one with it out.
Nice. Well, we're all about love here, but...
Oh yeah, it's all fun.
It's all love, baby. It's all love. We're the best. It's cool. We're not saying that, but we're saying that. But awesome. That is, so the community, and you've actually, since you've been here, and since I've been here, we've done some pretty cool things. I mean, you clearly follow us on what we do here on the show. But I would say trivia is a big thing. What is something about, and this is throughout, what I mean is throughout breweries, there's always some kind of trivia, some kind of game night or whatever. Is that something you noticed that around, what is one thing that you've always noticed in breweries that are similar? Not necessarily the beer, but just like, you go to a different brewery, oh, they have this too. Oh, they got this going on too.
Well, one, does it normally take you 2 minutes to get a question out? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because my mind goes a mile.
So I think there's going to be a lot of editing with that question.
No. I'll keep it in.
But no, it's not that we have the best trivia or we have the best events. Every brewery around here does that stuff. Just we love the community aspect that we've built around our events. So like we're very successful right now with cornhole. We have a very good cornhole following, and we're very grateful for that. It's a fun community. We have a good trivia following right now, and we're fortunate to have that. So it's one, we put on events that personally I love participating in. I mean, I've always been a trivia buff. I've just recently kind of gotten into cornhole. I come from a bowling background, so cornhole was kind of a natural transition. But yeah, we've been grateful for like the communities that are involved around these different type of events.
That's cool. Yeah, I think cornhole's really lifted off. Mm-hmm. Even before I started working, I don't think cornhole was a thing. It was a thing, but like tournaments, I didn't think they had tournaments in breweries. Yeah. And then we started off, not saying we start trends, but do you think we started a trend?
Well, it's also, cornhole is very space dependent. So again, it's not that we are the best brewery that runs cornhole, just we're fortunate enough to have enough space where we're able to run it. And so that's really what it comes down to, is having the space to run it. Because I mean, the boards have to be 27 feet apart.
There's like regulations, right?
And so you got to have you're looking at least 35 feet in width, plus who knows how many side by side. And we're fortunate enough where we have that space and we have it available.
That's rad. And given that I wasn't here all last week, what were some of the highlights that you really enjoyed last week? I know Wednesday's trivia. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you were here. Who won? Do you remember who won?
I mean, I don't want to brag about which team won.
The monkey butts or beer fart?
It was the beer farts.
Farts. It's his team. By the way.
We put up a solid performance.
Cool.
So we will be sitting at the championship table again this week.
Ooh.
And I mean, and that's another one for trivia. If you want to get down here for trivia, you got to start getting down here by about 6:00. Yeah. Because the tables here in the tap room, they get filled up, and we're even getting tables.
It's like church.
Outside. I know I'm pointing this way, and none of you know what the hell I'm pointing at, but it's outside, and we get teams that are out there.
Yeah.
So get here early. We always have a good food lineup. We got Big Dog coming in this Wednesday for trivia. So yeah.
L for love. Like everyone wants to get a good seat at church. You want to get a good seat at the brewery for trivia night. What other big event? We had a band, the Outliers, were also here.
Well, we actually had two bands
we had two
Saturday.
Whoa.
We had we hosted the Glendora Rotary Cornhole Tournament, and they brought in Frequent Delinquents, which
their favorite.
Frequent Delinquents are really good. Their lead singer Shannon. This was his last gig with the band.
I thought the last time was his last gig.
It was his last time here.
Oh.
And then they ended up booking this one. So
gotcha.
He's moving in like 2 weeks now. But yeah, no, shout out to Frequent Delinquents. They were awesome. And then, of course, Brent Cotton and the Outliers came in Saturday night, killed it as always. And they're back again. The Outliers are back here again on the 8th next month. But I am excited about the person we have this Saturday, if I'm able to talk about that yet.
Who do we have this Saturday?
Campfire Joe.
Campfire, who the what?
Campfire Joe. He has been here. This will be his third trip here. Cool guy, great entertainer. Always brings his little companion dog Bella with him, and Bella just sits there and watches him sing. He's a solo acoustic. He'll do 90s covers. He'll do some Sublime covers. So if you want a good, interesting acoustic night, get down here Saturday night.
Nice.
That's where it's going to be. Campfire Joe.
It's already a dope name.
Yep.
I hope I'm working. Oh wait, I am. It's gonna be fun.
No, you're not. You're working.
Saturday.
Mid-afternoon.
Mid-afternoon? Yeah. I mean, I'm still staying.
But you're working, yeah.
I'm going to stay.
Come see Pete. Come see the Dreamer.
The Dreamer, original Dreamer Pete. And Dre, well, if she's better.
If she's better.
If she's better. So shout out to you to use. But all right, guys, we're going to take a little break, and then we'll come back with two of our newest beers. I know, who was? Shelly. Duh. Shelly and Dre. Dude. Shelly sorry, I had a little brain fart. It's been a long week.
It's that Tennessee air.
It's that Tennessee Memphis air, dude. It smell like barbecue and other stuff.
Rub.
I can't. Yeah, sure. We'll call it spice. Last show, Dre and Shelly tried our brunch money and lunch money. But we're gonna try two new, and it's gonna be magnificent.
The guys we're gonna step up the beer game.
Yeah.
For these
Whoa.
two.
Wow.
So.
He said it as I'm only as good as my leaders. So okay. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. All right, so now we are here with one of our newest, but one of a favorite of our special guests here, the Hop Kid or Hopular Kid. All right, that's our typical West Coast IPA. He was talking about it earlier, but we're gonna try it because this is a newer batch. It was gone for a while, right? I'm gonna say like a month or two.
2 to 3 weeks.
2, 3.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
I was really off.
it was very sad.
It was sad because it is no pun intended, it is a popular IPA here.
It is.
Cool. So comparing our own beers, comparing to like our other IPAs that we have, our double IPA that we've had here before, our freshman fog is one of them. Schoolyard.
Mm-hmm.
Those are our two hazy IPAs. So, I mean, it seems like West Coast IPA is like the one to go to. Why?
Yeah, because it's West Coast IPAs are more traditional in style. Hazies are kind of newer-ish in my opinion, and I'm not a fan of hazies. Sorry, everybody out there.
It's cool.
Even though I know Freshman Fog should be getting packaged on Friday.
Ooh,
this
that was a
week,
favorite. I noticed that was a favorite.
So yeah, and I know it'll sell well. But yeah, no, I think I appreciate simple beer that is done well, and I think because again, you can't hide behind too much if it's a simple beer. So I think a good basic West Coast IPA like what Hopular Kid is done really well, and that's why I love it.
I know you drink it. That's literally the thing you go to.
Drink it by the keg.
And then you also, well, first let's try it out. Then we'll get into more conversation. So
cheers.
This newer batch of Hopular Kid West Coast IPA. Do you like? And this is something I always ask any guest, right? Are you one to like the initial taste of a beer or the back end? Shouts Andrea. The back end of the taste, which is like the aftertaste of like the yeasty part. If something has more body.
Well, to me that depends on the style of the beer. So I prefer my beers what we call like hop forward, which means you get that dankiness, you get that pininess right off the bat.
That's here.
You're like straight from the nose, which I mean, Hopular Kids has like 5 different hops in it. Is what we've done, and we did a dry hop with Mosaic, but because of that dry hop is also what's going to give it a nice nose. And then also, like I said, for me, and that's just my palate, and that's what my preference is. I love the hop forwardness. Now, on a stout or something like that, like, no, I appreciate more the back end of it, where you get like the chocolatiness on it, the roastiness,
coffee
taste, and that usually comes on the back end. And
so it depends on the beer.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, because there's I mean, I don't know if it's people just being too picky, but people prefer like the immediate, like touching the tongue. Oh, I get this taste. When I think I feel like a few people are more of like the body, like right, the aftertaste of like, oh yeah, it tastes so good. I love how it is in my mouth, no pun intended. But I prefer the beer to taste good on the aftertaste, on the back end, right?
Yep.
But no, yeah, definitely. You mentioned the dakiness. Dre loves the dakiness. We all know why.
Dre loves it.
And you mentioned how it's a few hops used, right? It's not just one type of hops. It's like
There's few. 5 hops.
5 hops.
There's 5 hops used in Hopular Kid.
Now, how does that affect the beer, like how, because we all compare IPA, maybe not now, but like before, compare IPA to like Arrogant Bastard, to Stone's IPA, and for a lot of people that was really like strong on the throat and really acidic.
Yep.
Versus like, so we don't know what they're using really.
Shout out to Stone.
Love
Arrogant Bastard.
They did start the movement, you could say. But 5 types of hops. How does this not really get you at the throat? And you're like, oh, I can't, because it goes down smooth.
Yeah.
You know, it's drinkable. Some could even say crushable. Right?
It's all a matter of what hops you use and how much you use of each hop. Because that's also something where you have to balance that out. Even down to how much do you dry hop with. So beers are different in how you put the hops together.
Yeah.
Because every hop, a hop is a flower. So it's going to take on different elements, different spiciness, different floral characteristics. So
that's crazy.
So yeah.
I didn't realize.
Also, shout out to Stone, the Stone IPA, and their Enjoy Buys.
Enjoy Buy. What's Enjoy Buy?
The Enjoy Buy IPAs, where they release them, and so
it's like a smaller batch.
Quick little fact on IPAs: typically, they're going to have a shelf life of maybe 2 months. Okay, 2 to 2.5 months. Stone's Enjoy Buys are literally bottled, and they tell you when to enjoy it by. So, like, literally, it could be like, okay, I think probably the batch that's out right now is probably an Enjoy Buy sometime in July. Is probably what they want you to do. So it's bottled, enjoy it by.
So drink it like in July, or drink it
later
by July.
Enjoy by.
Yeah. I always get mixed up with that shit.
And those IPAs, when Stone puts out those ones, I mean, this is going to turn into a Stone commercial in a minute. But I
love you, Stone. Come sponsor us.
Went there for my honeymoon. So.
Really, in San Diego?
Yeah. I married a great woman that said, let's go to Stone.
Seriously, dude, fuck. They don't make them like that anymore. We have an audience in the back. Shout out to our peeps.
Got our groupies in the back.
Woo! We got babies in here. Woo! Oh, they're busy being babies. That's cool. We love you still. So all right, cool. So we're gonna move on to our modern. It's called Modern Classic, right? Modern Classic, and this is a
West Coast Pale Ale.
Pale Ale.
So difference with this is a Pale Ale versus an IPA is you're not going to get as much of the in-your-face bitterness.
No, it's pretty light.
It's pretty light. It's also lighter in ABV. So Popular Kid was 6.8, Modern Classic's 5.8. Cheers. Even though he sipped already.
Sipped already, got excited. I got excited.
That's all right.
It happens.
That's what happened when Pete's been away from good beer for over a week. He just premature drinks.
Memphis for a week. You know, and surprisingly, I didn't drink a lot out there. I think because it was a new city, I like to be, alert. Maybe just military training. I don't know what, but I did. If you saw last,
if shit goes down, it's going down in Memphis.
Yeah. Oh. We all know we're not political here, but yeah, it's gonna happen in Memphis, right? But no, but I did try the beer out there. I tried what was it? I'm sorry, fuck. An alt beer that they had. Remind me a lot of our beer, our alt beer here. Jesus Christ, I can't even talk. And it was smooth. It tastes so nice. And it was they weren't trying too hard. They're clever in the name. Shout out again to Memphis Hempline Brewery Company. I love you. We love you. And I was gonna bring some, but I was on a plane.
The FAA says no.
Yep. And I didn't drive here, so my bad. But no, yeah. So,
well, it's and see, this is probably the last time I'm gonna be on a podcast because I go down my ADD realm. So
we like that.
So a little nugget that's coming up brewing wise. We are going to be brewing a fest beer.
It's a fest beer
for Oktoberfest this year. So with Oktoberfest, you traditionally have 2 different styles. You're going to have a Marzen, which is what we did last year, which is more your malty.
Is that your typical,
your red,
your typical Oktoberfest, right?
Yeah,
nice.
Your reddish, your amber. This year, we're going to go with what's called a fest beer. So it's lighter in color. About the same ABV-wise. We're looking at 4.5 to 5, something that you could sit at an Oktoberfest table and just crush all day long.
Hell yeah. So for those who really still don't know craft beer, if you were to compare that to a typical beer that people drink, What would you compare that to? So people could have an idea of what to expect, really.
I would say if you're looking for a Pilsner, I would say it's going to be along the lines of a Pilsner, where it's, like I said, lighter in body, lighter in color, super crushable. So you could, because I mean, obviously, you go to Oktoberfest. You're saying, have you gone to an Oktoberfest before?
No, I haven't, but I've had the beer. And
Shelly and I finally went. It was one of the things I wanted to check off my list. Last year we went to Big Bear's Oktoberfest. Phenomenal. We're gonna go again this year.
So
for
maybe
sure.
Verne Brewing Company will sponsor ColdBox Talks to go to Oktoberfest, huh?
Sure. Yeah. I'll have to check with ownership.
Heard it here. I know ownership, like me and ownership are like this. Yeah, dude. Okay. But no, back to Modern Classic. But I look forward to that. We gotta go.
But see, a little bit on Modern Classic.
But yeah, so tell us the specs on Modern Classic.
Yeah.
So West Coast Pale Ale.
West Coast Pale Ale.
Right on. Yeah, because if anything, I taste the flour, you could say, on the back end. For sure.
And so the yeast is the same between Modern Classic and Popular Kid. The yeast is the same. But the hop profile is completely different. So, and there's only 3 hops in Modern Classic. And again, they're not super bitter. There is no dry hop with it.
No.
So you're not getting the bitterness that you get from Popular Kid.
Yeah.
And that's what you kind of see out of a pale ale. You very rarely get a dry hop pale ale. And the IBUs, again, the IBUs on this one are 55, which is actually probably a little higher end of the pale ale range.
Doesn't feel that like bitter though.
So IBUs, I personally have a little issue with IBUs because I don't think they tell the whole story.
Ooh, tell us.
IBUs,
Tell us, Ken.
IBUs are all they are. It's a mathematical calculation between the amount of hops you use, the alpha acid percentage, and where it's at in the boil. Okay, it's all.
I don't
calculation.
even know what that means, but yeah.
There is a new unit that's out there that. Good job sidestepping the unit.
Mm-hmm.
There is a new measurement out there called perceived bitterness, which, because again, I'll taste Popular Kid. I'm going to think it's a little hop forward. Someone else might taste it and feel like, oh, it's like punch in the face hops.
Yeah.
So it's all a matter of your perceived bitterness.
But that's
But that's a whole rabbit hole that I'm going to reel myself back out.
No. But wait. But that's like hot wings. Some people's tolerance for hot wings is
100%.
not that much of tolerance, and so any mild thing is going to be like really hot to them.
And then
Versus someone who eats hot wings like myself, like the hottest hot may be like the mild shit.
Well, in all honesty, if you look at hotness, like I love Tapatio. I hate Tabasco. I like Tapatio because it gives me that spicy kick with a little bit of flavor. Where I think
not the vinegar.
Where I think Tabasco is like just all in your face, just hot, and so I'm just not a fan of Tabasco. But so it's all a matter of sheer palate. And I mean, I'm Mexican. I can handle my hot.
He's mixed race here, baby.
Yeah,
because we support.
And so I like spiciness. When I go to Taco Bell, get Diablo. The Diablo sauce from Taco Bell.
But see, Diablo is also not that hot.
It's not hot, but it's better than mild.
Yeah, you're right. Speaking of hot, Memphis knows how to do hot.
Uh-oh.
Holy crap. They know how to do barbecue, and they know how to do hot. That's
and country music.
And country, dude, so much blues. I should say blues.
Oh, blues?
Blues forward than country.
Yeah.
Same thing with Louisiana. It's the birthplace of blues.
Probably had some good-looking talent to look at too.
Well, this is a beer show, Ken.
See, that's where ADD kicks in.
But we love that here. But no, this is really good.
Yeah, it's
really good.
Clean. It's refreshing.
Yeah, I would say. So if you're not for the hop forward, like a hop kid, like West Coast IPA, this is definitely a West Coast Pale Ale is definitely up your alley because you still have that beer hop taste, but it's not really coming at you. You know what I mean? It's still smooth to the taste. Yeah. I think.
Yes.
That's why I mean.
And that was a good fill-in for me until Popular Kid was back on the board. So,
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. But your favorite's also whenever we have like a porter or stout. I think that's your second go-to. Because you've never touched any of the lighter ones like Bookworm. We had Maestro, which is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So
Maestro's being packaged.
Hell yeah.
Tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. I don't know. By the time this drops, we might have Maestro. We might not.
Most likely.
Follow our social media.
Hell yeah. There you go. But yeah, you don't touch those. Which I mean, you don't hate on them. I'm a creature of habit. It's either IPA or like a stout or porter.
I'm a creature of habit. I will do a stout after I've had like 4 or 5 IPAs because I just need something to settle down a little bit. But yeah, no, I'm a creature of habit. I love my IPAs. Love them.
IPAs, yeah. There's.
I'm all about it.
You're about it.
I'm all about it.
Oh man, that's awesome. Well, Ken, thank you so much for
thanks for having me, man.
Coming on, and then hopefully we're gonna have you on soon.
Yep.
Along with Shelly.
Absolutely.
Because that's gonna be a fun one for sure. Mm-hmm. But also we have this weekend. We're gonna have some pretty cool stuff happening. DJ Marcel is gonna be back on Friday. He's gonna do his what is it? The Madonna remix. So if you know his stuff, he likes to do a lot of themed nights. Mm-hmm. Not karaoke, but just like his set is like themed with certain music.
Yep.
And he kills it every single time.
Yep.
But Madonna is his thing.
Queen of Pop.
Queen of Pop. So come on down Friday. Saturday we're also gonna have
Campfire Joe.
Campfire Joe. We just talked about that. Oh my God. Sorry, karaoke's not till then. Later in the month.
Karaoke's next Saturday, the 24th.
Next Saturday. I get excited because that's my favorite. That's everyone's favorite.
Sinatra right here.
No, I don't like to brag, but no, Sinatra's always been part of the family, you know.
And then we also will have a not a sneak preview, but a secret music set coming out on June 30th. More details to come.
Secret music.
Yeah, there's a special entertainer that is only going to be in town for that weekend, and he has graciously agreed to perform here.
How special?
On that Friday. If you've seen him in the past, pretty damn special.
So he's been here before?
He has been here before COVID.
Oh, damn, that was way before I was here.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Wow. So much to look forward to, huh?
And if you like the Outliers, he's going to be playing.
Oh, really? Is it rock? Can you say rock or... It's the band. The band's going to have
the
a special
Outliers
guest.
are going to be playing, and he's going to be lead singing for him.
Oh, damn. Stay tuned, guys.
Yes.
I'm excited. And then also, real quick, Tuesday the 27th of this month, we're going to have a Paint and Sip. Mm-hmm. It's patriotic themed, so stay tuned. Make sure, guys, you like, follow, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hit that notification bell.
Yes.
Here, ColdBox Talks on our social media, Verne Brewing Company social medias, my social media, @thedreamer_Pete. Ken, Phil, where can we find you on social media?
I don't know. My wife has our Instagram, so I don't know.
It's gonna pop up right here.
Best way to get hold of me is at Verne Brewing.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I don't even know what my Facebook is.
He's the manager here, operational manager here, so you can find him here. If you have any questions, and big also, if you want us to check out your brewery, or if you're a vendor,
yes.
You are some kind of company that wants to put your company out there, let us know here at ColdBox Talks. Or if you're a vendor, let Ken know that you want to vend here one of the nights.
Absolutely.
A lot of spots go very quickly,
Absolutely.
especially
We're going to be looking
on
at doing
Wednesday.
like a small boutique type thing in a couple weeks. So.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. See, we have it all.
Yeah.
We're a hidden gem, and we like to keep it like that.
I've got a lot of shit rolling around up here.
Ooh, what kind of shit?
I don't know.
All right, guys, like always, drink responsibly, stay safe. If you need to slow down, try non-alcoholic beer. We love you, all that good stuff. All right, guys, cheers. Take it easy.
Cheers.